Today, I'm going to show you a quick tutorial on how to scan wholesale supplier lists, super easy with the software, so you can better identify profitable products and unprofitable products so you can save time and increase your profits. So let's hop in to the computer.
So this is what your typical, product catalog is going to look like, or product Excel file, whatever you want to call it. You can get these from, your wholesale manufacturers or even liquidation companies a lot of times, depending on the liquidation company. So the reason that you want to get this, right, is because what I used to teach, right, is let's use EE distribution, for example. There are thousands of products on EE distribution, and there are thousands of products on other sites that you can source from. So one of the benefits of a wholesale site like EE distribution is there's a lot of potential products to buy, right? And they're name brands, so you don't have to manufacture any of the demand for these products a lot of times, right? You don't have to go out and market them. You don't have to do any of that, nitty-gritty stuff that like a private label seller has to do to build the brand. These are already in-demand products that you can source. The issue is a lot of them aren't profitable, and there tends to be more competition on wholesale listings because of that factor and because they're replenishable. So you can order a bunch of them instead of just one or two online arbitrage products. You can order 10 or 50 or 100 of a wholesale item if it's selling well and if the competition dictates that, and of course if it's profitable. So then the question becomes, well, how do you sort through these sites like EE Distribution, for example, a lot faster? Because the name of the game then becomes, how do you identify profitable products quickly, and how do you identify unprofitable products or time waster products quickly as well, right? The easier and the faster you're able to do that will dictate how much money you make and how successful you are at selling wholesale. So, like I said, this is your typical product file. So you're going to get this from your wholesale manufacturer. This is exactly one that I got from EE Distribution. So what I did is I ran it through Scan Unlimited, and that's going to basically let me sort through this file easier for all the current products that they sell. And then I'll be able to better identify which ones are profitable, which ones to stay away from. And you'll see that a lot of these are ones that are not going to be profitable, that are going to lose me a lot of money. But there are going to be product opportunities in here, so I don't waste hours literally scanning through manually on EE Distribution and wasting hours of my life sorting through products that I'll never buy that will never make me money. So there are many ways to sort through Scan Unlimited, but the two easiest ways when you're beginning are either scan through ROI or net profit, which obviously is roughly the same thing. Or you can obviously go, and this is one way that I like to do it as well, you can sort through the sales rank. So and it's already sorted sales rank, as you can see here. So if you sort sales rank, then typically what happens is these are higher sales velocity products, right? So these sell a lot easier on Amazon. If we pull up the first one here, right here, Jenga Classic Game is literally ranked 4 in Toys and Games. So this is clearly selling a lot of products. So then the name of the game becomes identifying products that move fast, that don't have a decent amount of competition on that listing, that you can profit from when you buy them from EE Distribution, and then resell them back on Amazon. Using this software, it's going to break all that down for you. Now, people always ask me too, before we get into it, and we scroll back over the ROI column, as you can see here, you're losing 66% ROI, you're losing $6 if you buy it from EE Distribution and sell it back on Amazon for the buy box price after all the fees, right? This breaks it all down for you. That's why I freaking love this software. And you can also go ahead and grab Scan Unlimited. There's an affiliate link down in the description. You can go through the affiliate link and go through a free trial, so you only get one scan every month. So that does limit you, because the name of the game with wholesale is you really kind of want to identify a bunch of different products, and you want to do this, and source a lot of different websites and a lot of different products so you can get the best, highest ROI products that are moving the fastest, so you can build your business and get more money on your dollars, right? If you only have $100 to spend, wholesale probably isn't for you. But let's say you have a couple $100 to spend or a couple thousand to spend. You want to make that couple hundred or that couple thousand go as far as possible and basically flip it into as much money as possible. And the only way to do that is to scan more products with a software like this and scan more sites. So while you can use the free trial, I recommend upgrading if you're going to take this seriously. The name of the game, obviously, too, like I said, is identifying what's profitable but what's going to move fast. So if something's profitable over here and it says like 100 and, or even like 300% ROI, right? And you're making like, I don't know, $30 or something like that. If the sales rank is super, super low and it's not actually moving at all, right? Maybe it's like, 600,000 in that category. it's typically not a product that you want to get into. Now, sales rank isn't always the best indicator, and ROI isn't always the best indicator. There's no one size fits all for this, and I'll show you examples of this as we source through it here in a second. But typically for me, the lower the ROI, the higher, or the lower I want the sales rank, right? So the lower the ROI, if I see something here that's like a 20% ROI, probably not going to go after it unless the sales rank is super high and I know it's moving fast. Because if the sales rank is super high, I can always get rid of that product by dropping my price a little bit because it's moving super fast on Amazon, and I can always recoup my cash flow, because that's an issue that you get into when you source high ROI products that have a high sales rank, so low sales velocity on Amazon, is you're tying up a lot of your cash flow. So while you might be making good money, you're not flipping products fast enough. So it is a delicate balance. You need to understand that. Sorting through this, what I want to first do is I want to go down and I'm going to go 100 per, sheet, so I can sort through it a little bit quicker. And keep in mind too that I didn't sort through ROI. I didn't sort through my return. I sorted through the sales rank, okay? Because I want to kind of identify stuff that's moving fast, but stuff that's going to give me a good ROI. So I need 3 things up. Like I said, Scan Unlimited. I need EE distribution up. And if you aren't obviously a member of EE distribution, you need a reseller's permit. If you need a reseller's permit, or you need to know how to get a reseller's permit and you don't have one, drop a comment or ask me, and I would love to point you in the right direction, okay? So let's scan through, and I'm literally just keeping an eye on this ROI column. That's how I can do it so fast, and obviously I would do this a lot faster if I wasn't creating a tutorial on this, but I'm scanning through and looking for something that catches my eye that I can make money on. So here we go, the first green one, 19.17%, right? Not something I really want to go after, because while I do have a decent amount of cash to throw into this business model, I don't want to tie up my inventory or a lot of my cash flow, for a $1.38 profit. Not really worth it. You might be different, right? If you have like $100,000 to throw at products, by all means, go after products like this, because you're going to just flip your money. Maybe you're turning that 100, what I'm trying to say is you'd be okay with lower profit if you're moving money, because you're flipping all your money at the same time. You have a little bit more cash flow, and you don't need to worry about tying your cash flow up. I don't have $100,000 to throw into products right now. I don't even have like $20,000 to throw into products yet. So I'm not going to go after low ROIs like that. I want a delicate balance, where I'm throwing a couple grand potentially into products that I'm going to be able to access that cash flow if I need to, right? And hopefully sell quickly, but sell for a good ROI. It's a delicate balance. So scrolling back over, here's another 15.9%. That's 822 profit, so not terrible, but that typically means that I'm going to have to spend more into this product to get it. So I might be okay with that. That might be okay. So you're spending 51 here. Not ideal. I've seen so many better products, so I'm not going to go ahead and source this. But just to give you an example of how I would do this, if you click this right here, you can pull up the Amazon listing and check into it a little bit. So this is actually selling for $79.99. If I bought it at $51.40, it's basically telling me here, and it's giving me the UPC identifier right here. So right here, I know exactly what I need to go ahead and search for on e-distribution, or I can search through the name, which also is a lot easier. That's going to be huge and crucial for when I actually make my purchase order on e-distribution, okay? So it's telling me that if I sell it at the buy box price and I buy it from EE at $51.40 a unit, and all the fees are right here listed, right? So the FBA fee is $656, the referral fee is $12, the variable closing fee is $180. So it's telling me I'm going to net about $822, but I don't really want to spend $51 to make $822 every time. Not because I have an issue with that ROI or that profit margin. I'd be glad to make $8, but only because I know that there's better products, because I've done this so many times. So I'm going to continue to go through and find a better example of a product. And keep in mind, a lot of these here, this is not, more often than not, there's not going to be profitable products on the side right here. More of them are going to be unprofitable than they're profitable, because wholesale is competitive, okay? But because these are so low ranked, and I did sort through the ranks, literally right here we're 5,000, right? So super low ranks. It would, you're not going to see that many profitable items until you get a little bit lower, but obviously you want to scan through, and just to see if there's good opportunities. I think I bought one a couple weeks ago that was like, I want to say 2,000 ranked and had a good ROI, so it is possible you will see them, but just keep that in mind. So another great thing about Scan Unlimited is how fast it is. So when you actually do scan this entire spreadsheet in, and keep in mind it's got I think 10,000 products, almost 10,000 products. So it scans it in like 30 seconds to a minute, so you're not sitting there waiting all day to get your scan and all your information. So 5% ROI, not good, not going after 84 cents, 8%, not good. Let's scan through. And this, while it seems like, for the untrained eye or the person just getting into wholesale, seems like I'm literally searching through this and not finding many things at all. If you sorted through this, just manually, and the people that have sorted through manually know exactly what I'm talking about because I've done it myself too when I first started before I had scanning software, understand just how long it takes to sort manually. This is a time saver, a lifesaver, and it's going to make you a lot more money. So here's a 19% ROI, but it's 86 cents, not my thing. 35%, we're getting a little bit better, but only $1.27, not my thing. 32% with $4.74, not a bad one. So we're spending $14.60 per product. We're making like $4 back, not horrible. I might target something like that, but I'm gonna try to look for a better example for you, just because I want to show you the opportunity here. Now, keep in mind, if you set like an hour aside, you can probably find a good 10 to 15, if not more, products to buy. And obviously, you're not just buying one of those; you're buying a bunch of those products. So, boom! If you buy like 10 to 15 products off this, just using this one software, and obviously you can think just how much products you can source if you do this with, not just EE, but all the wholesale sites that I go over in the course. Just imagine how much potential there is there. So all you need to do is find a couple products and then buy a bunch of them, and this software makes that super possible. Here's a great example of a product that I want to check really fast right here. And this, literally, you can be set for the month just buying a couple products like this and then scaling it up that way. So this is a good example. Like I said, 126% ROI, $12.43 profit. Where was that? It's right here. So let's keep an eye on that as we scroll over. It's a Silver Buffalo Disney Alice in Wonderland case. So let me click this to make sure it's legit. $31.92, Silver Buffalo Disney Alice in Wonderland sculpted mug case. $31.92. Is it actually selling well? Let's run the Jungle Scout Chrome extension. 10 sales a day, $270 a month, pretty solid. That is the parent one, but obviously this is selling relatively well as well. And it is the Amazon's choice, so that's a good sign. Now, also, I'll link Jungle Scout down below if you want to grab that as well. That is another affiliate link, but it is a great way that you can basically identify the sales velocity and not just take Amazon's word for it. So if we did scroll down, it would obviously tell me that the sales velocity is very high. Where is it? Yeah, 17,000 in kitchen dining. So another thing is you always want to take the ASIN into Seller Central and make sure that you can sell it. Although when you're sourcing wholesale, especially from a reputable company like EE, if you're planning on buying 10 plus units, you can always use that invoice of this specific product and this specific brand as a way to get ungated if you are gated for that. So just keep that in mind as well. So now I want to go through and I want to find, okay, here's the UPC. Now, because lately when I've been searching on EE, it doesn't actually pull up with the UPC information when I search it, which is a little strange. What I like to do is I'll go back in and I'll run a search. So I'll go Control F on PC. I'm not sure what it is on Mac. And I'll literally paste the UPC into the spreadsheet and find it. So boom, here it is right there. Now I'm going to take the name of the actual item. So if we drag this over, I'm going to take the name of this actual item and I'm going to search that into the search bar on EE. And that should pop up with the exact item okay, so this one's out of stock right here. And this one actually is an item that I actually purchased. I'm not going to show you the purchase order, so that's why I want to kind of give you an example. It looks like obviously this cat mug's out of stock right here, but the other one, the Silver Buffalo right here, I bought like 20 of these units last night. That's how I decided to make this and kind of wanted to kind of touch home on this. So I bought 20 of these units last night. They were on here, but clearly they're either out of stock or on back order. That's why they're not popping up. But this is not the same mug. If you go over to the cat mug, it's not the same and the ROI isn't the same. So that was a great product last night. That shows you just how fast wholesale is, and that's why scanning software like this is super crucial. Let's find a better example since I hopped on that, but obviously nobody else can right now. So 32% ROI, $4 margin right here. Let's check this one out. Rick and Morty molded ceramic coffee. So I'm going to take the UPC because I want to search that, but I also want to check to see if it's a legitimate product. So Rick and Morty right here. And this is selling for, I think, like, what is that? 18 plus 7 is about $25, a little bit under. Looks fairly decent. 18,000 in kitchen dining. So it's telling me that if I buy it for $12.30 and I sell it and match the buy box price, I'm going to make about $4.50 a unit or $4 a unit on this. So let's go through and see if it's actually in stock on EE distribution. So I need to go back to my spreadsheet. I'm going to search for that actual number. I'm going to grab the description of it. So Rick and Morty mug. I'm going to take it into EE distribution and search for it. so that I can find that, and it should pop up with the actual item right here. And you want to actually find that, so it looks like Rick and Morty's mug right here. Rick and Morty mug right here. So that doesn't look like it's the actual mug. So I'm gonna, oh, there it is right there. Boom. Okay. There it is right there. There it is right there. Yep, that's the mug right there. But it is, of course, temporarily out of stock. Another example of how wholesale moves quickly. So there is a saying in wholesale that you want to be first to market or last to market, right? Because if you're in the middle, then you're going to be hit and stuck in a buy box race and a race to the bottom. Although typically when you are selling wholesale, even though there's a lot of competition for the buy box and on that listing, typically wholesalers are more experienced and they're not going to just drop their buy box price and race to the bottom because they don't want to lose money either, right? If you drop the buy box and we keep fighting for a race to the bottom pricing, then we both lose and we're both out of money and profit and we're both stuck with inventory that's unprofitable. So typically when you are matching buy box prices and you're selling on a wholesale listing, there aren't that many on this wholesale listing yet, but I'm sure that will increase within the next month. Typically, the buy box price can drop, but it doesn't drop as quickly as you should as normally anticipated on like a bulk deal listing or a book listing, because a lot of the wholesaler, the people that are sourcing wholesale items like this are not going to want to drop the buy box price and lose a lot of profit, and they're more experienced. So let's try to find another example of a product that you can buy that is profitable and will sort through really quickly. And another great way, and especially with like reputable companies like EE, they send out product lists, so you can obviously keep in touch with your rep and tell them to send you the product lists of all the new hot off the truck items. That's a great way to be first to market. So literally they'll shoot you emails every single time there's a new shipment in for EE and a lot of other wholesale companies. So you can literally just respond back to that email and be like, hey, can I get a product list for this? And boom. Because they're getting a commission, I believe, every single time you buy, they're literally going to shoot you back the product list super fast, run it through Scan Unlimited, and boom, you're in and you can be first to market fairly quickly if you're on top of your game, and that's not too hard to do. So let's find one product that you can source that's going to be good. 38% ROI, $4.92. Let's check this one out. So BioWorld, Suicide Squad, Harley, it looks like a shirt right there. So BioWorld, Suicide Squad, if we're buying this, it's telling us that we're profitable. We're going to make about $4, if not a little bit more, spending $12.90 every single time. Let's search for it. So Suicide Squad, Harley Quinn Raglan shirt. And you could probably flip this as well on Poshmark Mercari, but obviously when you're sourcing wholesale like this, the typical idea is to resell it back on Amazon. So I didn't realize this is actually sold out, so that is another bad example of a product that has already been scooped up. All right, so here's the 25% ROI, not ideal with the profit margin, but I just want to show you an example of a product that you can buy and source. So Monopoly Grab and Go, let's take the UPC. This will obviously move very quickly because it's Monopoly and it's Hasbro. It's only 23,000, in toys and games, I believe. So if we pull this one up, Monopoly Grab and Go, take the UPC and grab the info. So Monopoly Grab and Go. And the reason I don't actually just copy and paste, a lot of people ask me like, why don't you just copy and paste? You can, but like it's difficult to get it because it's going to click into that. So it's very hard to grab this actual thing right there. So that's why I take it back into the spreadsheet. And temporarily out of stock. So this should come back in stock because it doesn't say out of stock and it doesn't say back order, but that's also a bad example. Not getting a lot of, you can tell I didn't set this up, not getting a lot of help today, but that's okay. That's typically how wholesale is going to be, right? So you want to sort through. This is going to save you a lot of time. It's only probably been like 15 to 20 minutes sorting through this, as opposed to a couple of hours to find one good product. Now, I did this last night and I bought 3 products. I probably bought, I think, 15 of the one, 10 of the other, and I think 20 of the actual one that I showed you. So it is very, very possible. It doesn't take a lot of time, but you do need a little bit of patience to sort through. And there's a 0.56, 4%. All those are This one's not bad. It's 16% ROI, but it is $6.79. So not horrible. I am spending $41 to get this, which is not necessarily ideal. But I do want to see if this is in stock to see if it's a good product. So the coupe, it looks like a backpack. And $65, so it is profitable probably if it's in stock. Take it into e-distribution, and boom. And it is in stock, so finally a great deal that we can buy. Now this is not an ideal one, obviously, because you have to spend $41 to make back $6.79 in profit, right? So it is profitable, it is a decent buy, so it is going to move quickly. It is in $29,000 in video games, so pretty decent buy. I would look more into that product, obviously, but that's an example of sourcing through Scan Unlimited and the power of utilizing this software to actually sort through wholesale sites like EE Distribution.